Caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The Caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the Caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the Caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Good evening and welcome to the Caltrop. We, of course, as you just saw the intro tell you, we are your defense mechanism from all things bullshit. And today, we're going to be your defense mechanism away from politics. Because let me tell you, sometimes I get to the point where I'm watching all this stuff and I get disgusted. I get disgusted at my own party. I get disgusted at the people I voted for. I get disgusted about the entire situation. I sit there and I'm just disappointed in the whole 9 yards. And I go, you know what? I got to get away from this. I got to step away from this. And I want to talk about things that are relevant and fun in our lives. I want to have a fun Friday. So I hope you have your drinks ready because we are going to have a really fun Friday. We have a packed show for you tonight. We have, obviously, my man, Fresh Mike's going to be in right after my Mike's Right segment. But he is always awesome. We're going to give him a 22 pew limit, 22 pews. He gets 22 of them. Or, we should do 47 for Donald Trump. He gets 47 pews today. No, but I love it. Listen, man, the excitement that he brings is absolutely awesome. That's why I love bringing him to you on a Friday. But me and him, we're going to have a lot of fun along with you guys because this is going to be interactive, obviously. But we're going to be discussing a number of different things, starting off with who's the GOAT? Who is the GOAT? And then who will win in a couple weird scenarios? We just had that gorilla versus 100 men versus a gorilla type conversation. We might get into that a little bit, but no politics today whatsoever. Get your questions ready. We also have the highlights of the week, but without further ado, let's get this show started. All right. Have you ever noticed something about relationships? How men and women were clearly not meant to understand each other, but we're really the only two options. That's at least if you're not part of the rainbow, I guess you could say, then your options are endless. My favorite of those options are the trans women lesbians or trans, I don't even know, or the furries. They're only like a doggy style. But for the rest of us, it's men and women. So we're stuck like roommates who don't speak the same language, but share a bed, a bathroom, and a joint bank account. Mind you that the bed only rocks less the longer you get together. I mean, there's one and only one thing that I truly understand about women, and that's where to put it. But everything else is a mystery hiding behind the word fine. Us men think we're logical. Women think they're intuitive. Men think they're direct. Women think they're detail-oriented. And both think the other is insane. I mean, when you really boil it down, the average man today, according to women, needs to be a Paul Bunyan type who makes $100,000 a year while changing diapers, crying, and getting touched with their softer side. He needs to be man enough to have a controlling wife. The average woman today, however, is a boss babe who would rather work than raise a family. They've been told their entire lives that they don't need a man for nothing, while at the same time living in a world completely built and maintained by men. The same men the women look down upon while they maintain it. They all want the exact same man, the one that I referred to above, Paul Bunyan type who cries. Yet none of them seem to want to act like the woman that man really wants. adding much more difficulty to an already hard situation. One that fails a lot, even in the right circumstances. But it seems like nobody knows what they want anymore, or worse, what they want, they just can't find. Have you ever heard the phrase, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife? Well, I've heard it done only once, and it was in the rarest of occasions. And then there's the concept of hoeflation. Have you heard of this? Hoeflation is a theory that states your grandfather could pull 5 times the woman with a quarter of the effort than today. I can tell you right now that's accurate. Here's the truth. Most men will ignore 47 red flags if the right woman laughs at his jokes and has a nice rack. Women, on the other hand, will go on the podcast and say, I just knew he was the one because when he liked in my Instagram story 17 times, he never spoke to me but hit me up in my DMs. I just fell in love. But somehow that works, kinda. It's interesting. The entire human species exists because 2 deeply confused people locked eyes across a bar and thought, screw it, literally. And once we find someone or something we love, you know what we do? We crown it the GOAT because we're obsessed with ranking everything now. You don't just tell your wife or husband who's the GOAT, you just don't tell your wife or husband who's the GOAT in bed. Sorry, fuck that joke up. We just can't enjoy pizza. We have to declare it. This is the best slice in the entire state while shitting all over your favorite slice. Your slice is floppy and thin. By the way, Portnoy's pizza taste is absolutely disgusting. It's trash. We can't watch a movie without saying, okay, but is it better than The Dark Knight? Everything's a contest, and I love it. These debates suck me in like a blonde AI girl on Instagram. Who's the GOAT quarterback? Who's the GOAT Marvel movie? What's the GOAT shampoo? Who's the GOAT comedian? Things we're going to talk about later, but it doesn't matter. At this rate, someone's going to be like, yo, who's the GOAT funeral home director? Can you imagine funeral home fans? It's like, yo, Mortician John carries 5 dead guys at a time. And you know that's impressive because it's dead weight. We love picking teams and putting everything in boxes. And that brings me to toxic tribalism, something I talk about often. I do so because we just don't like things anymore. It seems like we're pledging allegiance to them, kind of like they're the American flag. If you tell somebody you don't like their favorite band, suddenly you're the fucking Antichrist. Oh, you don't think Taylor Swift is the voice of our generation? You're blocked. You're unfriended. You're canceled. We do it in politics. We do it in sports. We do it with celebrities, cars, diets, phones. It's like everyone needs multiple groups in order to identify themselves. The question is, do you really know yourself without these groups? Do you remember a time when people had opinions without becoming enemies in these groups? Yeah, me either. But I think I read it in a history book once, and it was probably fake. However, if there's one area where humanity definitely has not crowned the GOAT, it's driving. Now, Dale Earnhardt's dead. I know because he died in North Carolina, and it was amazing when he died. But I'm not talking about racing. I'm talking about traffic. Humans are terrible at driving. Nobody's the GOAT at driving. And it's most of them. It's not most of them. It's like 8% of people. But that 8% are so bad, they make the rest of us look like we're playing bumper cars on bath salts. Have you ever sat at a green light for 6 seconds and just started losing your grip on reality? It's like, am I the fucking problem here? Can these people fucking drive? Maybe this is a dream. Maybe I died and this is purgatory or the third circle of hell. You lose it. Or someone turns without a blinker and now you're yelling out your window like a possessed JV coach at a game. Great, just turn, asshole. As I continue to motherfuck that guy for the next mile and a quarter. I love getting cut off, though, in my big white dually truck. It's amazing how nobody can see a 1,300-pound vehicle with 6 wheels. And what I say to those people we'll discuss later. But my favorite to witness is the sarcastic wave, and you know the one I've seen. This one. With the people saying things like, oh, no, after you, your highness. May your ancestors smile upon you, fucking piece of shit. And you mumble all types of insanities under your breath. So yeah, guys, relationships are confusing. Everything's a GOAT war. We pick teams over opinions, and most people on the road should not be allowed to drive a shopping cart. But hey, we're doing our best, and some days yelling out the window might just be the most honest therapy there is. Learn to fucking drive! Sorry. You piece of shit. That's that usually finishes up. Say it loudly. And I promise you'll feel better after your blood pressure settles down. Woosah. All right, here to discuss it. Let's have some fun with this show today. Here to discuss is my man, Fresh Mike. How you doing there, kid?
What up, yo? How's everybody feeling?
Everybody
Can you hear me?
feeling great, bro.
Hell yeah.
Let
Let me just give you a, let's get it started with a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11, 12.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You know, we're just going to call that one. We lost track. Just going to call it one.
The counter. I didn't have the counter going. I didn't have it in my phone. I did not have it in my phone. I love it. I love it. So tell me where I'm wrong, man. Relationship-wise, what do you think I'm wrong? Tell me where I'm wrong with any of it. What do you think? You want to start with relationships, bro?
Man, I don't think you're necessarily wrong. And I think that is the whole issue, is that somebody's got to be wrong. That's such a, such a very win-lose culture thing. And that's crazy because stuff is different. It doesn't mean, for instance, there's, Southern Chinese food and Northern Chinese food. It doesn't mean one is better than the other. Those arguments.
No, Southern Chinese food's way better.
Yeah,
I'll say that. Southern Chinese food's way better, Mike. Tell you why. Hibachi, and this is Japanese food, right? Hibachi's Japanese or Chinese on. It's one of those eases, right? But they had this shit called white sauce. Oh, man, I can't get it up in New Jersey. And maybe I'm racist because I don't know if I would eat it if it had black sauce, because black sauce doesn't go on steak. But this white sauce, you could put that shit on everything, and it tasted so good. I miss it. A place called Arigatos in North Carolina.
They heard Calderies was coming, and they were like,
"Do not come.
Please, Calderies.
Do not come."
He said, but y'all have white sauce.
I'm going to come.
White, like, you understand how that sounds, right? I just want you to know how you sound.
Mike, I didn't say it like, oh yeah, white sauce. Give me the white sauce. I didn't say it like that. I said, hello, sucker. May I have some white sauce, please? You gotta say it like Chinese for him. And they always seem like they gave you the extra squeeze on the sake. When you're sitting at a hibachi restaurant, I like the ones like the guys that have it like overflow and it's just pouring down your face and shit.
Sometimes I love coming on your show because sometimes I feel like I'm in like a real life scene of Goodfellas or something. You know what I mean? Because you're just saying, this is what I'm hearing right now. It's like, yeah, so I'm at this fucking, Chinese, Japanese restaurant. I don't know. Southern Chinese is Japanese, right? I don't know. And hibachi grill. So they got white sauce. It's a freaking white sauce. And it was delicious. I couldn't get enough of it. The slant eyes and the white sauce. It was amazing.
What about,
I feel bad because, if it was the blacks in that sauce, I might not like it as much. Wow. Just wow. They still make you. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm just saying there's sauces of color matter, there's brown. I have no problem with brown sauce. None whatsoever.
I love you, dog. No, man, I will say my favorite thing for you is how mad you get at baseball, because you're a guy who you are genuinely concerned about important shit, right? You spend time in your community. You spend hours of your life researching and writing and putting on a great show, talking about what's going on nationwide and locally and how it affects people in the community, all of that stuff, and amazing. And then it's like, this fucking guy putting the wrong batter up. And I'm like, how do you, I love that.
Well, I love baseball, bro.
No,
I love baseball, and that's something.
Something
we could talk about right now. Now, I don't know if you're a Yankee fan, but you put it in the chat. Let's say hi to the chat really quick. Yankee 68, A Goon, Big E, McD, Jersey Abe, all my favorite people. Mama Dukes, Jake Cal, the PT Pod. We have got a chat tonight, and this jerk off Center Cut Media is in the chat. Go ahead and find him, Center Cut Media, one word or two words, however it works for you. Try them both. Check us out. Like us everywhere we are. We are right now on YouTube. We are on Facebook. Instagram, I'm sure I'm gonna be switching everything over. It's a work in progress. But Mama Duke says I'm cracking up. Hey, goons laughing. Let's fucking go. And Jay Caldas says, "Yep, I taught him well." I guess. Wait, hold on. Big E McD says Danica Patrick could drive circles around you, Mike Caldery. So she could drive circles around me, and I wouldn't kick her out of bed unless she wanted to do it on the floor. But hey, let's talk about relationships and doing it on the floor. That tends to settle down a little bit with relationships, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Also, that's something, speaking of being goats of things, man, you have a great relationship. For those that don't know, you're married, you got kids, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it is awesome, man. And it's an awesome situation, an awesome setup. You work a lot. Clearly, your wife is a very busy lady as well. You guys are involved, in your community and stuff like that. What's your advice to other married folks out there that may feel, I mean, because I'm sure every now and again, you got to feel strained somewhere at some point in life. It can't always be perfect like you make it look, right? And if it is, it's that you guys have the right tools to work through shit. So being one of the goats, one of my personal goats of marriages in my life, you're one of the people I look to, and I'm like, yeah, as a married man, doing it like Caldereese is doing it correctly. What are some of the advices you would, pieces of advice you would give for other dudes?
I don't know if it's pieces of advice, but I'll tell you what I did that seemed to work out very well for me. I knew exactly what I wanted in a girl, and I went out and found what I wanted. Now it was, I remember I always wanted to be like married early. It was a thing. It was a thing of mine. I wanted to meet who I wanted to meet early on, but I definitely knew exactly what I wanted in a female. I wanted someone that was going to be a mom. I wanted a woman that was going to want to be, a woman, and not one of these boss women or any of that stuff. I had a specific thing. Obviously, hot, blonde, nice ass, pert rack. That was incredibly important at the time. But it's like things like that. I think knowing what you want is really part of the thing that you have to do. And then when it gets down to like being in the relationship stuff, man, it's little things I think you got to let go. Eventually you can't really hold on to grudges. I think one of our things is that I like talking about things. My wife doesn't like talking about things, so I will talk about it. She'll just stay quiet. She'll say she's fine for 2 weeks, and then somehow it's kind of magically disappeared because ultimately we think it's it's not that big. The biggest thing is really the relationship, your wife, the kids. And what's interesting about our relationship, Mike, is if you were to put bets on us, my wife and I, when we were, I don't know, what were we, 23 years old, when we first started the relationship, we were like the fighting couple. We didn't have a real situation where we were this honeymoon period where all of a sudden it turned to shit. We started off fighting. And then we had our baby, and then we kind of looked at each other and said, well, it's me and you, and we're doing this. And I think, I trusted her then to, dedicate herself to me, and she trusted me. And I think, it took us probably 4 solid years. Even when my daughter was being born, we were still kind of feeling each other out. But then, you go through things, and I have a really good situation, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier when your woman, like my woman looked at me at one point and said, Mike, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care if it's $500 a month. I just want to make sure I had that 500 coming in. And there's not a lot of guys out there that could say they have a wife like that, and if you could find what you want, I think that's the biggest thing. And the second thing I could say, and I don't mean to occupy all of it, let me know where you're at, is you can't change. The person's either going to be for you or they're not going to be for you. They either want to be with you or they want to be with a version of you that they have in their head that they're trying to create, that they've been told the guy that they need their entire lives. Far too many guys get with a girl and then that girl tries to change that guy into the guy that they want instead of just being with the guy that they are. And that guy's a miserable fuck changing for the wife that he has. You always say, nothing bothers me more than the happy wife, happy life fucking people. They drive me outside of my mind. Change that shit to happy house, happy spouse, right? Because if both of you guys aren't happy and one of you guys is miserable, what's going to happen is bad things. Dudes, miserable guys fuck other girls. They go out and get drunk. They do different things. They don't treat their kids as good. They're not as ambitious. We don't want men to be that way. We want very happy dudes, and it starts with women making men happy. And I think part of society why we're going down is because we don't have as happy guys. But that's what I would say overall, man.
Wow. Yeah, no, absolutely. And just to speak to that, I've had that conversation before, as far as happy wife, happy life. And yeah, the way it normally is. And I tell my friends this, man, get you a woman who's happy being your wife. Get you a woman whose ultimate happiness is in being a kick-ass wife, making an amazing home for your family, being that woman. And that is what truly completes her and makes her happy. And then you're going to have a happy life because her goal and her job and her heart is to create that. And, in turn, you got to be a happy, you got to be a good man. You got to want to have a happy family. I don't think it ever accidentally happens. Right. So
you do, and you have to treat your family the proper way, but you also have to there's some evaluation process that I think that has to take place. The only problem I see out there is you have so many guys that are not confident in themselves. If you have confidence, you can get any girl. I mean, that's the God's honest truth. You get any girl you want if you have the right confidence, but they don't evaluate properly. Like, one of the things that immediately drew me to my wife was watching her with her niece. Just seeing, and I really thought it was her kid for a little while. I was like, babe, you could tell me it's your baby. It's okay. You don't have to say it's your niece. I get it. She's beautiful. I'll be her dad. That'd be cool. I was cool with that. And she's like, no, Mike, seriously, it's my niece. But just seeing her how she was with babies, I knew what she was going to be. Like, even now, 45, it's the same thing I watched when she was 25 having Vincent and 27 having Victoria. It's the same mom, only it's a much more calm mom. And I think that's why, Valentino is thriving, because he's happy, he's comfortable. Everything about it, it's calmness. We're calm now. We've been together for so long. So I think they say if I had to have one real big piece of advice to everybody, it's like, know what you want in a girl. Absolutely. And and the issue is, I think every guy wants the same girl, and I think every girl wants the same guy, and the way they exist are very few and far between, especially today's world.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I had 3 big things, and I was willing to stay single the rest of my life because I wasn't going to be able to find them in someone, and then I did. So I married her quick, So about a year. Took about a year to, be engaged. And I was like, I'm marrying you because somebody with money is going to come along and then I'm going to be screwed. So, yes, what I'm saying. So, but moving on, speaking of goats and what I'm
moving to the goat conversation. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I just wanted to know, and I think that's just great advice.
Actually, one more. I have one video related to this. Let me play that, and then we'll move on, because I think this guy sums it up so perfectly. Check this out.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
I guess not.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
No.
If you want to learn how to cook, who would you want to teach you?
A chef.
If you want to learn how to drive a car, who you want to teach you?
A driver?
If you want to learn how to fly a plane, who gonna teach you?
A pilot?
How are y'all learning how to be wives and your mother wasn't a wife? You just said if you want to learn to fly a plane, you're going to go to a pilot. You want to learn how to cook, you're going to go to a chef. Women don't know what's intrinsically important to a man. They don't know how to be a wife because their mothers wasn't wise. In general, women are raising their daughters to be single mothers because they
absolutely incredible. Last couple of comments on this. I don't know. They said I'm cracking up. Mama Yankee, cool, could be coming for lunch. I guess they're just coming for lunch. Oh, Jersey Gabe says I've been single for 4 years. And listen, if you're single for 4 years and you're happy, I think that's great for you. I mean, he was married with kids. I know with kids. He spends all of his minutes with his family. But you want to do some in-depth breakdowns? Let's do it.
In-depth breakdowns.
All right, who's the GOAT, Mikey? Where do you want to start? Who is the GOAT? I'm relaxed. I'm kicking back for this.
I wanted to start with an easy one and slide our way into some tougher ones.
Okay.
I'm going to go with GOAT MMA fighter, John Jones. pretty easy.
GOAT MMA. So who do I think is the GOAT in MMA? John Jones, I would say no to. I'll tell you why. Are you the best if you had to cheat to get there? And he has been suspended for doing multiple different things. So, are you the best if you cheated? Now, you know what? You may just talk me into it because I thought Barry Bonds. So
Exactly.
you may just talk me into it with that one because they said that he cheated. I really don't give a shit what he's done. Yeah, John Jones. I mean, I guess you could say that. Is it? What's that? Islam? That other Islam?
Islam Makhachev. Yeah.
Yeah. He's up there. I don't know. Do you want to go with Anderson Silva? People like in the far rears or some of the early people?
Yeah, okay. However, none of those people did what John Jones did, which was dominate for over a decade one weight class, then move to another weight class, and then dominate that weight class for years before they retired. And he's already back unretired.
Jersey Abe says Khabib.
Khabib is great, but Khabib retired a little early, in my opinion. But yeah, Khabib is arguable, but he's not John Jones.
But he's beat a lot. He beat everybody. You know, that's the thing about Khabib. He fought everybody hard and he beat everybody hard. But I'm with you. Yeah, I think he retired way too early. But listen, I do think that when we get there, there's a running back that's on my list that retired early as well. Big E McD says, "Don't get me started because MMA fighters are entertainers."
What?
It's like glorified WWE. Big E McD, you are 100% wrong with that. MMA is, if you ask me, this ultimate fighting is the ultimate form of actual fighting. Listen, I'm a karate guy. I'm a fucking karate guy. I grew up doing karate. This is actual fighting. When you look at boxing, I love boxing. Boxing to me is a more entertaining sport, somewhat, kind of. I don't know. I like boxing better because I'm old school. But I mean, UFC encompasses every aspect of a real fight, not just boxing match, not something that's unrealistic where it's like, hey, let's just punch each other in the face. That's like Irish people though. They're like, come on, put them up. They just punch each other in the face until somebody walks out of the bar. It's good.
Well, and boxing quickly went the way like where I see NFL going, where it makes it hard to be a fan. I see why people love baseball more and more. And I, go in and out of my baseball times, but there's a purity that exists in baseball that just inherently is there because the numbers are tracked too hard and it's too hard to be successful in baseball to the point of Michael Jordan and Barry Sanders, both really, really good in their other sports. And they were asked what was the hardest thing ever to do in professional sports. And they said, hit a fastball. They were like, hit that fastball. Oh, yeah, Dion. I'm sorry. Yeah. Dion said it. They said the hardest thing to do is to hit a fastball, period. So,
so who do you think the greatest athlete ever to live is?
Ooh.
And hey, listen, if you're in the chat, go ahead and put any categories that you want to hear discussed about who's the GOAT. And go ahead and put your answers. I want to read them out. I want to know who you guys are in favor of. But who do you think the greatest athlete of all time? Is it Jenner?
Up there, I would say Jim Thorpe is in the running because he was a football and track guy.
Now, is it Bruce Jenner? Is it Ashley Jenner? What was her name? Caitlyn Jenner.
Currently,
is Caitlyn Jenner still athletic? Is Caitlyn Jenner now the most athletic woman in the world?
No, because the woman Jenner did not win the medals and would not be able to, perform at that level with men competing. You know what I'm saying? So, because when you cut people's balls off, they make less testosterone. That's why, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I hate it when you hit me up.
Did he get his balls chopped off? Did he get the balls chopped off?
Yeah, he went full.
Listen, at least he's dedicated. I give that to him.
Yeah.
I give it. Good job. Yeah. Congratulations.
Hey, awesome. And stay a Republican. Help Trump win. So good for
what do you think? Greatest athlete ever? Who's on your list?
Definitely Bo Jackson would be up there.
That's number one. Come
Bo
on, you remember Bo
Jackson.
Jackson in what was the Tecmo Bowl and Super
Yeah,
Tecmo Bowl? If you were Bo Jackson, you could score at any point in any time on any field, unless you were going against Lawrence Taylor, or Mike Singletary. They were the only two that could stop you in the game.
Well, he was one of the few who was actually a legit good baseball player and legit good football player, right? So not everybody, I mean, a lot of people have done both. Not everybody was great at both. Possibly Michael Jordan because baseball and golf, although Michael wasn't great at baseball. But
his swing looked horrific. I mean, let's face facts. He wouldn't have been on the field if it wasn't Michael Jordan.
Yeah. All around, I would say, all around fighter, I would say Francis Ngannou. Probably best all around fighter in that he was a champion in MMA, UFC, and he also is a champion in boxing. So,
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely Bo Jackson. I think if you put Bo Jackson anywhere, I think you put Bo Jackson in MMA, he would have been great. You put Bo Jackson in boxing, he would have been great. I think we have a couple here. Jersey Abe says that greatest athlete equals Michael Calderes. I stand by that 100%.
Jersey Abe also hit a joke. You got
also he just said joking. Usain Bolt. Jay Caldas says Jim Thorpe. The problem with Jim Thorpe and all, I mean, Pops, you're giving your age away. That's pretty. It's Jim Thorpe's old.
I said Jim Thorpe. Well, Oklahoma, because he's Oklahoma. You learn about him growing up here. So,
all right. And Big E McD says Kurt Angle won the Olympic gold medal with a broken neck. Okay. All right. I get it. All right. So let's move on.
You gotta miss. You missed it. You missed a chat that just is so good. It's worth reading.
What's that?
Jersey said George Floyd, he was able to hold his breath for almost 8 minutes. that actually gets you so.
There we go. Let's go.
Oh. So, I would say it's hard to say all around athlete. I would say Bo Jackson possibly, but
Bo knows everything. Bo knows everything. He's definitely it. All right, let's do this. Rapid fire. I'm going to give you rapid fire questions. I want you to chat rapid fire answer here. You ready?
Okay.
The GOAT quarterback.
GOAT quarterback. I'm going to say, I think it's going to end up being Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, really interesting. Gonna be, or who's it now?
Well, for history, you'd probably say Montana, right?
No, I'm Marino.
I'm sorry.
I think the greatest quarterback.
No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Tom Brady. Duh.
Tom Brady.
Of course.
Yes, dude. When I look at Tom Brady, I don't see the GOAT. I'm sorry. He made really good decisions. He knew how to read defenses. I'll give him all of that stuff. Always had the best teams. Always had some of the best coaching. And dude, I just can't put him up there. Dan Marino to me was a better quarterback. I'm sorry. That's
almost like they're from New York or something.
But hey, Dan Marino wasn't from New York. He was a Miami guy. I know.
But and New York people absolutely love the Patriots. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I love the Patriots. That's for sure. I enjoyed when Eli Manning beat. Any put it this way. I can't put Brady as the GOAT because he lost to Eli twice, man. He didn't lose to Eli. He lost to the Giants defense, and they kicked the shit out of him.
It's for us. It's like Texas. Like anybody who beats any Texas team, we're like, yay! Except a lot of people here like Dallas football, but for college football or basketball, anybody who beats Texas, we're the biggest fan of that team. College.
All right, you got running back. If we stick with football, running back, linebacker.
Barry Sanders and the Boz, both OU guys, actually.
Ooh,
well, I'm sorry. Barry Sanders was O State, and then of course the Boz was OU. I got his autograph right over there. So,
I'm Barry Sanders and Lawrence Taylor all day long. Lawrence Taylor.
LT's close. Well, yeah.
All right, let's move on to baseball. I have my steroid guy. I don't give a shit what anybody says. There's two players that I seen that were way better than anybody else. The first one is Ken Griffey Jr. I put him there because I think he would have been hands down the best of all time. It wouldn't have even been close had he stayed healthy. Barry Bonds stayed healthy. Barry Bonds is on a whole different level than everybody else at the time. Barry Bonds is the best baseball player I've ever seen play the game, period, end of the story. and it's a travesty that him and Roger Clemens aren't in the Hall of Fame.
I agree. I agree. Also, something that might break some people's hearts that you need to know and understand is that they're all on steroids. It's just some guys aren't good enough for them to be tested hard enough for anyone to care. And the other guys usually have a good enough team around them to not get caught. Everybody's on something, man. Come on.
Even back in the day when you had spitballs and rubbing snot in the ball and putting Vagisil on your armpits and loading them up with all different types of shit, you had these pitchers taking any advantage that they could get. You know, they rub jalapeno up their nose, and when they wanted to load the ball up, they just wiped their nose. What movie? What movie? Put it in the chat.
Major, yeah.
Major League, you got it.
Yeah. Well, you said put it in the chat. I want to say, what about Mark McGwire, dude?
So Mark McGwire is not one of the greatest hitters ever. I don't care. I mean, he was a home run hitter, and to me, he single-handedly that home run race with him and not single-handedly, him and what was his name? Sosa, yeah, Sammy Sosa. Those two really brought baseball back after the what do they call the strike? Sorry, I can't even think right now. After the strike, they brought it back. Major League Baseball. That's the thing that bothers me about all these guys. Major League Baseball used steroids to get it back to the forefront after the strike. They used it. They pumped these guys up with it. They juiced up the balls. They had these guys hitting. Mark McGwire, do you remember when he hit that ball? Who was it off? It came in at 100 and left at God knows how much. The way the ball came off that guy's bat was absolutely incredible. The ball does not come off the bat the same way it does in today's game. I don't give a shit. Those guys, it was unbelievable. But they used them. Then they blamed them, dragged them in front of a Congress, and you had that's when people talk about politics and decorum, and they had decorum this, then there's no decorum when you were dragging baseball players in front of Congress and asking them about their steroid use in baseball. Well, every one of these guys are paying money to get rid of sexual harassment claims and groping up their secretaries. It was such a disgusting mess back then, but they used those guys. So I love Mark McGwire, but no, I don't think he's up there. No, he wouldn't be in my top 50. I don't think.
And one thing I think it's important for people to keep in mind is that, like, I think people have the idea in their mind that, I could go right now and buy a bunch of steroids, inject them, and go, be Mike Tyson or Mark McGwire. Like, that's how, and that is not how you have to also work very, very extremely hard still. Steroids
Tyson,
does not. Yeah.
Mike Tyson, by the way. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought I heard a pause. My bad. Steroids, by the way, what were you saying?
Oh, no, I was just saying steroids don't, if you don't still work very hard and are very talented and very committed, steroids will not make you a great, talented athlete. You still have to work very hard. Now, they can't give you an edge, but everybody's on them. It's just who gets caught. So,
speaking of Mike Tyson, he is by far the GOAT of boxing. He's the best I've ever seen. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. What? Muhammad Ali, Tyson Fury. I don't care.
Fury.
Dude, Tyson at like 19, 20 years old under Customato beats anybody throughout history. I don't give a shit. That guy, that's the guy that would want to punch you out of the ring and then go eat your mother's face. He was a maniac, that guy. But I love it. So let's get on to the one I know we want to be talking about. You said Jersey Abe says basketball is not LeBron. I don't put LeBron anywhere near my top 10. He's not in my top 10. I'm not saying I watch a whole hell of a lot of basketball, but I can't stand watching today's basketball. It's kind of like watching. All these sports are going to shit, don't you think? Like, watching baseball bothers me because it's nothing but a glorified home run derby. Watching basketball bothers me because you have 7'3" motherfuckers not even in the post. They're lobbing up threes from 35 feet. I was watching Karl Anthony Towns in the semifinals going to the NBA, sitting at a bar. I'm like, why is this guy 7? He's the biggest guy in the court, and he's hanging out in three-point land? What the fuck type of stupid game is this? I don't know. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. If you put him in today's game, he scores 60. He averages 50 without any problem whatsoever. They wouldn't be able to stop him. Nobody today could have guarded him.
Agreed. Absolutely. Yeah, Steph Curry and the Golden State run a few years back was like my last real basketball investment. It was when they really started to just rest the players. And you know, man, and even I'll tell you, as a NASCAR fan, it's the same shit, bro. In that, you know, the thing you loved about NASCAR versus F1 was that you had to wrestle that damn car. It was about getting on those gears and shifting this piece of steel, this hunk of metal with wheels. It was wrestling a machine around a track, right? That was the point of it. And now it's a video game. And now it's literally like a video game with push button gears. And, you know, it's about the safety of the driver and just, it's not fun. It's not, you know, the way to get good at NASCAR back in the day was to drive a car, right? You had to learn how to get on those gears, work that brake, work that gas. And now literally it's playing the video game. And, you know, you're watching the race and they have cutaways to the dude in their awesome little video game pod. And it's like, this is the realest it can be unless you're in the car. I'm like, then what? Just stay in the damn pod. What are we doing this for then? So,
well, I mean, how close are we to have remote control fucking NASCARs where they're kind of just driving in a screen and the car is driving itself?
Well, AI,
you know, to what they're doing with it. It's going to be very interesting because then they can really go fast, right?
Yeah, AI is going to be okay. So I believe NASCAR and F1 are going to be the first sports that AI takes out, like completely eliminates. So, because it's all about the fast twitch muscle now and the fast twitch muscle control, reaction, and movement of a driver. And you can do all of that in the pod. And we can all sit at home and watch them and have AI make a really way cooler looking thing than the actual NASCARs on the track. It goes a lot quicker. It's way cheaper to produce. The drivers get paid more. Yeah, man. So watch. Yeah.
Jersey Abe says the GOAT at juggling balls is Kamala Harris. All right. And Jersey Abe also says Shaq. As for the WNBA, he says Caitlin Clark. And Big E McD says Rocky Marciano is better than Tyson. I think Tyson knocks Rocky Marciano's fucking head off. But listen, I love Rocky Marciano is Italian, and he was great and he was tough, that's for sure. But so I think Shaq's up there, man. Shaq's up there. He was probably the most dominant basketball player on the court. That was even when Jordan was playing. He was unbelievably dominant. But my problem with Steph Curry and LeBron is the era that they're playing in. Steph Curry, he wouldn't have been able to shoot the way he's shooting if he played in the 80s and the 90s, because they would have hit him. They would have thrown an elbow into the rib. They would have been able to lock onto his pants. He wouldn't have been able to get free. When he did start hitting those shots, they would have like put him out of games. He wouldn't have been able to stay as healthy. They didn't rest back then. You had efficiency standards. There was a lot of, I don't think someone like Steph's game translates. That's why I call my Jordan the GOAT, because I think his game translates. And everyone forgets this.
But look at Steph 12 years ago. He was the cut dude. He was a lot like AI. Yeah, I missed that play where it was a response to getting bowled over and elbows. It was the street ball where they cut and hit, and they were crazy accurate. Like, and they took hard elbows, dude. Like, but they went in the
white
paint
chocolate.
And they went
Remember
hard
white
in the
chocolate?
paint. Huh?
Remember white chocolate?
Yes.
Yeah, like him. I mean, he was phenomenal. You don't see that anymore. You don't see guys playing like that anymore.
What was it called? Remember Hot Sauce? What was it called?
Skip to my Lou. You had
one or whatever.
Yeah, that was and one basketball. Exactly.
I would watch that over an NBA game right now, bro. If you were like, "Hey, come over and watch an NBA game, or come over and watch an and one competition for 2 hours," I'm watching and one all day, bro. It would be way more fun, you know. I'm saying, yeah, Hot Sauce and Skip to my Lou, and take your mama out, whatever. That was way more fun.
Jake Calda follows up Jersey Abe's comment with, who dropped more boxers, Tyson or Kamala? How does this turn into a Hillary. Bad Kamala mission? Hillary. Yeah, I mean, Hillary definitely dropped more bodies than all of them. That is 100% sure. All right, let's get out of sports. Let's move on to a couple other genres. Who is your GOAT comedian? Because you do comedy.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to be so commercial and basic, but you know, Carlin is just the guy because, you you know, like just Carlin, dude, just for every reason that I wanted to be a comedian and that I respect comedians for being comedians. Even if I disagree with some of the stuff he said, on some kind of political level, the way he did it, the way he delivered it, the way he never quit, the brilliant, just Carlin, dude. He's just that dude. It's very, very hard to argue. To me, anybody is as good as or ever will be. And then I think kind of a dark horse in there too is Dennis, I can't think of his name, from Saturday Night Live. He did the update, and he was in Dirty Work, and he was Chappelle's mentor. Let's see.
Chappelle's
here.
mentor, and who are you? The guy who died?
Yeah, he's dead now.
Norm.
Norm. Yeah.
Norm
Sorry.
Macdonald.
Yeah. Norm Macdonald. Yes. Sorry, I just was blanking on the name. I'm terrible with names, dude. I blank on names. But anyway, Norm Macdonald would probably be up there. Norm Macdonald would be maybe a close second to me if you
Norm
actually
Macdonald
watch his work and what he did. So
yeah, he was a different type of comedian too. His jokes were very interesting, but he said whatever he wanted to say. If I had to put my goats, I would put it like this as far as comedy goes. I think Eddie Murphy is my number one all time, just because I think the amount of like incredible stand-ups. Yeah, if I had to put like Eddie Murphy Delirious is probably the number one comedy that I grew up remembering, right? Then if I had to say like after him, I wouldn't put him number two, but I think as far as specials go, Chris Rock, Bigger and Blacker was probably one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. I don't think he's up there in the conversation, but that particular was just absolutely fucking hysterical. And then of course you have Dave Chappelle, and then you have Richard Pryor, who I think, I don't know if any of them exist if Richard Pryor's not there.
Carlin, they were working at the same time. But let's not forget, I think Gallagher's brother is still touring, and he's smashing the watermelons and he's making it happen. See, that's the comedy I like.
Jersey Abe says old Eddie Murphy or old Bernie Mac. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, old Bernie Mac is brilliant too. I would say, okay, so to compare, Eddie Murphy was a craftsman the way that, like, if you dig Steve Vai or Yngwie Malmsteen over, say, Jimi Hendrix, right? So Eddie was, he didn't really get political. He didn't get wild with it. He didn't get experimental with it. He just took the craft to new heights and stayed within the boundaries of what was, just dirty, straight up, edgy, funny comedy. But he didn't go political. He didn't try to make you think differently about how you saw our government or society at large. And that's what Carlin did. So the way that Carlin would be more like a Jimi Hendrix, I would say that, he was more like, say Eddie Van Halen. So, yeah.
All right. So we have, that was still relevant. We have a Mama Dukes loves Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, my wife.
Yeah.
I fucking love that guy. And Jake Calvin says Eddie Murphy, the best, or Richard Pryor. Yeah, definitely. I definitely tend to agree with those guys. Chappelle has been relevant for a really long time, but there's all those rumors, man. He had the Chappelle show, then he went on like pilgrimage to Mecca or some shit, came back, he sounded different, he kind of looked different, didn't recognize any of his friends. And have you ever heard some of those stories? Very interesting, especially out of who was that? He was what's it? I can't think. We'll talk about thinking about names. My brain is shot on this Friday. Jim Brewer was talking about a story about when he first came back from Africa and how he was kind of a totally different human being. But let's do this because I want to get to some highlights. So we have about 11 minutes left. Sorry, go ahead. What are you saying?
I was going to say, I opened for Dave Chappelle and hung out with Dave Chappelle. So, and Cat Williams. Yeah, and Jim Brewer and Steve-O from Jackass, a lot of comics. So I have a really cool Chappelle story. Chappelle was very cool. I didn't hang out with him much. But when I did hang out with him, he was kind of quiet, kind of chill. Really one of the normal guys in the room. You could tell he wasn't like wanting a lot of fanfare. He wasn't trying to ball out or nothing like that. Didn't drink a lot. The coolest thing he did is he was in Maui, and there was me and another comedian friend of mine, and we had opened for him, and he was and he was headlining, and then we were going across the island to another spot for an after party. And we're getting in this little rent-a-car that we have, and he's got like 2 SUVs, with his crew and people. And he's talking to my homie, and who's a local guy, and kind of talking about stuff. And he is like, "Here, hop out," or getting back. So I hop him back. He hops in the passenger seat, and he's like, "This way they won't leave you behind." So he made sure that the comedians hung with him, and we got to, hang out and do the after party. So super cool cat, man. Wanted to know a lot about Hawaii. We were in Hawaii at the time. Wanted to know just a lot about Hawaii and Polynesian people, and what the comedy scene was like in Hawaii at the time. This was 20 years ago, but yeah, man. So,
dude, this was pre pilgrimage to Mecca, Chappelle.
No, this was post. Actually,
this was post.
This was right after. I mean, he had left the Chappelle show and that kind of thing, and he was just super chill, super quiet. You could tell he was more like asking questions, and we were young at the time. We were just so stoked to be hanging with a dude that big, and at the time, he was way bigger than he is now, right? And so we were just like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's totally cool, man. And done. What did you think about that? And what did you think about this? And, we were just kind of fanboying out, but he was cool the whole time, man. So anyway, Chappelle's story.
Dude, also, I'm glad glad I paused the highlights of the week. Anything else?
That's all. No, sorry.
All right, perfect. No, that was good, dude. I appreciate that. I'm kind of mad I cut you off with the of the week. But have you seen this? Because this is one of my favorite highlights. This is about 1 minute and 43 seconds. I don't think I'm going to play the entire part of it. But this was a golf course fight. And I don't think I've ever seen anything more funny than this.
Okay, then let's get going here.
Let's go. Pick your shit up and get going. This is not fun. We're what? I'm going to throw him in this fucking lake is what's going to happen. No, fuck you both. This is fucking bullshit. They've been sitting there for fucking 23 minutes.
Try about it. Fucking try about it.
I'm going to.
Fucking try about it.
Fucking
pussy.
I'm a pussy.
Like, fucking try about it.
Buddy, you're going to get fucking shit kicked.
I don't give a fuck.
Like, badly.
Good. Let's fucking
badly.
go, man.
Buddy, you don't want to go me.
No, I'm not filming this. I'm not stopping. No. You guys need to get off the golf course.
Yeah, we will.
I think he's trying to psych himself up.
Like, pack up, go now. Get in the car and go.
I don't know what you're doing. You're not scaring anybody. You're just making yourself.
Hey,
Here we go. Here we go.
come on, man.
To the lake you go.
Hey,
Hey, off to a good start, buddy.
I fucking told you.
Man, leave him alone.
You want another? You want one too?
Scream at me.
I got it all on
I
record.
love that I fucking told you. This is the
I
best
got it all
part.
on record.
Ready?
Hey,
You want to fucking go, guys?
leave him alone. Hey, leave him alone, man.
I wouldn't be going back, you fucking moron.
Hey, come on, man. No, I'm not trying to get in there. Like, just like, fuck you.
Enough! Are you still cheering on you?
Enough! Get out!
I like the bang.
Hey,
So Canadian. That is so how Canadian white people fight. I love it.
Oh my God, that is it. Listen, can you imagine? First off, the dude tells you I'm gonna throw you in the lake, and then you get thrown in the lake, right? First off, that guy was really big. What do you fuck with him for? He's a what was his name? He was a hockey player. I can't think of names today. But just think of you attack a guy, and then you can't even defend yourself from his punches to the point where he's literally saying bang, bang every time his fist. He's talking. He is giving you play-by-play. Right hand over the top. Bang, lands flush. Another right. Bang, lands flush. and then you get up.
You've already been in the lake. You've already been in the lake at this point, man.
You've eaten 7 different bangs like you were watching a 1960s Batman movie. Bang, Pow! Oh man. Oh my god, that was fun. That was so funny. I can't I saw that and I was crying laughing at this guy. I'm gonna throw you in the lake and then bangs him. The next I almost want to start a fight with somebody so I could punch him and yell bang. Just I
just feel like at the point that you're crawling out of the lake, you go, maybe this has gotten out of hand. Maybe I'm crawling out of a lake on a nice golf day, and I should no more. There's nothing more good that can come of this, man. I need to chill out. Yeah, that's
it definitely didn't cool him off. Oh man, that is for damn sure. Definitely. Oh man. But yeah, I can't get over the fact that he was just literally talking to this guy while he was punching him in the face. I'm surprised he didn't do the pull over, but you saw that big long arm grab onto him. You had to know you're right though, man. You would have think when you attacked this guy, you got turned around and then thrown in the lake. I think that's time to dial it back. But he didn't, dude. Even when he was standing there all wobbly, you know, he still wobbled the fuck up to him. Like, come on, I'm still going. You got to give that guy a lot of credit. I do. I give him a lot of credit. I give that guy almost as much credit as I give this guy. And I would like everybody in the chat, do me a favor. We are going to rate this on a 1 to 10 scale. I would like you to rate it on form, technique, and creative abilities. You ready? Do you need to see that again? Let's see. Oh, man! Now.
Wow. I have so many thoughts.
It's not often that you see a guy doing a double jumping kick from the top rope. I mean, this was WWE type shit. My only problem with it, I give him an 8.5 for effort. I give him a 9 for creativity because you don't see it very often. But I give him a 2 in the fact that he didn't follow it up with a combination. You never want to land one kick to the face, right? You don't do you do the double foot to the face. You get up and you start swinging because you have the upper hand. You got to throw the combo shots in. The fact that he ran away like a bitch after going from the top rope, that's he comes down. He comes down to about a 6.5 with me overall.
Okay, fair. But if you look, he's just a shit fighter because he actually followed up with a punch to the face. Rarely are you going to come with a top rope foot to the head, knock a guy down, follow up with a square punch to the face, and the dude is ready to whip your ass. You know what I mean? Can we see it one more time? Let's just see it one more time.
Was it a punch? Because I thought it was more of a shove. All right, let's check it out. Oh, man! Oh, there was a little jab there. Did that connect though? I don't know. I didn't see it. Fucking I got to tell you, the people who filmed
But if it didn't connect, how shitty of a foot, bro? You just connected. You got the guy on the ground from a jump kick from a truck bed, and you can't make sure you follow up with a. Come on.
This is why I recommend if you're gonna do that, do a jumping kick with one leg right to the face. That way you could land with the other, and now you're in fighting position, right? We talked about karate and mixed martial arts earlier. You have to maintain balance and control. If you jump and you hit him with a kick, you could use the side of your foot, give him like a jumping side kick. You know, either that or, dude, just going to toss this out here. Jumping elbow, top rope.
Yeah,
dude, you come down with the jumping elbow. Now you can throw multiple elbows from that same exact position. And listen, you know, it's clearly, I think you're on the right track. That guy is a shit fighter. We have two more to go through. This is one of my favorite things that I've seen all week, so I am going to show it.
Look, they were saying it's his birthday. Baseball.
Yeah, good
birthday
job.
And Brian Reynolds, yeah.
Birthday ball.
Birthday gift.
Yeah.
Dude, that's friends. Right there, those are friends for life. Those are kids that are begging for their friends to get a ball and excited when he got it. Fucking absolutely love it. Man. And sticking with baseball there, Mike, stick with baseball. Anthony Volpe is a shit baseball player, in my opinion. I mean, he made it to the pros, so he's a professional baseball player. But for a pro, you suck. You're a 220 hitter. I can't stand your fielding. I like your face. You're a cute kid. I really appreciate your face. I've been bashing you forever, but here is one of the best slides that I've seen in baseball. This is a great slide. And I'm going to tell you something. This was a perfect throw from the outfielder. He had him dead to rights. The catcher did a horrible job, but this is a plus slide.
Cal Raleigh in the tag. Yeah, he's in there. Now you can go through it, Michael. Go ahead. Finish it up.
Terrible job. Catcher's got to sweep that.
Gangster. That was
Catcher's
awesome.
got to sweep that.
Yeah, man. That was beautiful.
So, Jay Cal, this is 7.5. The Russian judge gave him a 10. And
that boy was from a single parent home. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's interesting. It's like these hours go so fast, man. Because I have a whole bunch of shit planned and a whole bunch of things on the docket. What was this one? Let me see. Is this one I played yet? Let's see.
Trump, send me home, back to where I belong, back to Mexico to see my papa.
Sorry, I didn't know what that was, but I had it in for a reason. These hours go so fucking fast, man. I got to tell you, I love doing the show with you on Fridays, man. I needed that. I hope you guys needed that as well. Mike, tell them where they could find you. And any other final thoughts, bro? Give us some final thoughts. Let them know we can find you.
PT Pod. Just check out PT Pod on preferably Rumble. I really need people to drop in the chat. Part of that creator program, trying to make it happen, pay some bills with the podcasting. So PT Pod, and that's, you know, the best place to find me. Tomorrow is our mega stream where we're going to be, we feature all of the shows for the week of the Caltrop in the mega stream. We do about a 20-hour stream. So, you know, we go all the way till Sunday, and that way it's like a TV channel, and you can tune in, and we leave it to where you can rewind and stuff. So we'll have Monday, Wednesday, and today's Caltrop on there, as well as the 4 shows of the week of the PT Pod. So check that out.
Yeah, definitely check that out over the weekend. I love the mega stream. And definitely, like I said, you want to check out that Nooner show this week, because that was, you guys had me rolling.
Oh,
rolling.
I think man, my boy is still mad at me over that, but it's okay.
Bro, I was fucking power typing. You know, I erased half of my damn comments because I was typing so hard. You guys had me just straight up power typing, and I love it. But yeah, man, definitely check him and Vern out. Vern does this, dude. I love Vern's entire vibe, especially when he has the is that a bug shooting gun? Is that one of the guns that shoots salt or some shit?
I think so. I think
it is, because I could have swore I saw he did a video the other day where he was just shooting bugs. I thought that's what I seen. I love that guy, dude. His vibe is absolutely awesome. It's what I need, especially on a Wednesday, because Wednesdays my head sometimes goes like with all the news that's going on and all the garbage that we see. Sometimes my head is going. I turn to you guys, and it's like a really nice break from the bullshit I just put together going into my show. So I really appreciate you guys with that. But hey, everybody, you guys, I hope you had a great Friday. If you're listening to us over the weekend, I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you very much. Be sure to finger the hell out of every single one of my buttons and tell your friends about this. Let's get this channel, all of my channels. I love it if you could get Rumble as well. Go to the Rumble, Center Cut Media on every single one of our platforms. The platforms are going to be growing. There's going to be more coming to you. But I appreciate you guys, and I do need you to share this and have a great weekend. And like I've been telling you guys from the very, very beginning, you could be a Caltrop, and you could be a Caltrop in many different ways. For example, today, if you don't want to hear about politics, turn it off for a minute. Get it out of your head. Defend your own well-being. Defend your family, defending yourself, defending your own brain from the manipulation. That's how you stop it. And sometimes you got to get away from it. But thank you guys very much. Be your own Caltrops. But this Caltrop is out. Later.